My name is Charles. 12 years ago, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. It set me on a journey to better understand this condition. It's taken me around the world as I hope to change not only my life, but others living with this disease. I've teamed up with some of the best in health to find ways to not only control, but to reverse. It does not take much to live for others, and what we leave is how we will be remembered. I hope at the end of this journey, we will see that hope is a good thing and the start of a better future. Welcome to Reversed. This is our last day in Costa Rica. Everyone has been tested for COVID, and it's come back negative. People will be leaving and headed back from as far as Hawaii. It's our last day, but it's not the last time we will all come together. We have created a WhatsApp group for everyone to stay in touch and keep track of each other's progress. The doctors and experts will be following up and truly have become a family in a short period of time. This has truly been a blessing, and we know they will make the changes. I'm confident. One thing is certain, they have been fully educated on how to beat and reverse diabetes.
Well, today's graduation is always something that is special, you know. I believe that Charles and all the other experts touched on everything about each of us, things that were strengths. I'm really proud of each and every one of the people that I work with. You know, we all brought something different to the table. You know, you had those that were desperately seeking, those that were not believers. We've all become followers, the believers, because we've lived it and we've experienced it and we're seeing the results.
I've learned so much in just a week. I feel like it's been a privilege and an honor to be selected as a house guest with Charles and the whole team of experts. They truly are the dream team. I feel like I've gotten the best of the best of tools and knowledge that I am going to implement.
Not only will we be ambassadors for ourselves, we'll be ambassadors for the non-believers. I too, when I first got here, I was a non-believer. Now I'm a believer. So if they watch my journey, they will believe also. If I lead by example, then they have no other choice but to follow my direction.
I wasn't sure what to expect when I first landed in Costa Rica, but as soon as I met everybody, the warmth and the love and the caring from not only the experts but the participants, I feel very blessed to be put in this situation to help the participants succeed. I remember some of them telling me that they never thought that they could do this diet until I started showing them some of the really delicious food that they could have. And they're like, I can do this. And they realized how easy it could be as well as how delicious it could be. I have so much faith that they're going to stick with it because I gave them my information. If they have a moment of weakness, I told them, you reach out to me before you grab something that's, you know, not healthy, not keto, whatever, because I'm sure I'll have a recipe for you or I'll talk you off that ledge so you can be successful.
Here we are at the last day. They had the tools we have happily provided, and they have proven experience from the experts that tell them what's the fastest way to get this done. They have support.
And as the further you deviate away from that proper human diet, the more your health is going to suffer. And still, even to this day, after the house guests, had 2 months heads up that they're going to be doing keto, and then after 5 days of education here, they still have these little nuggets of misinformation that we're uncovering and going, yeah, no, that's not true at all. Ignore that. Forget that. That's just not true. There is a proper human diet, and you're now on it.
Okay, you all, I think this week you've gotten to know me as Gemma, co-founder of Keto Mojo, Mrs. Mojo, but maybe you don't know that I also used to be in the wine industry for years before we founded the company. So was Dorian. So I have quite an affinity for wine, and I think it's an apt topic because there is some contentiousness around wine. Some people don't believe that you should partake in wine when you're on keto. So I'm going to explore that, but before we do that, I want to show you a film of a pretty special company that specializes in keto-friendly wines. So let's look at that and then we'll dive into the wine.
Hello friends, my name is Pier Giorgio Castellani. We are at Poggio al Casone Estate, and this is where my families for generations has lived and produced their wines. And this is the vineyard of Poggio al Casone. The way we produce our wine is all about natural fermented squeezed grape. And this is the place where we produce our wines. And this is the place where my family has produced their wines for a generation. And in Tuscany, the tradition of producing wine goes back more than 1,500 years before Roman time. So we are coming from the vineyard where we have seen the way we work. We do not use any chemicals and to work in a natural way in the vineyard like the tradition want. And now we are going inside the cellar. This is my grandfather's cellar. The key word for Palo 61 wine is integrity. We like to make Palo 61 wine the way we like to drink them. Clean, natural, delicious, healthy. So we don't add any sugar to the wine. Don't need it. So friends of the Reversed family, we are very excited to see you start your journey toward better health and a lifestyle full of happiness and wellness, and can't wait to share with you our wines. When you return to the US, you'll all be receiving our low sugar, low carb wines as a gift to help you reach your health goal. So ciao, good luck and be well.
So that's Secco Wine Club. They specialize in keto-friendly wines. And again, going back to the topic of should you drink wine on keto? Is it okay? Well, here's what I always say. What is your where and what is your why? Where are you on your keto journey? Are you a fat-adapted veteran or are you just starting out? Well, you guys are in your first 2 weeks. And why are you on your keto journey? You're on your keto journey to reverse a serious metabolic condition. So right now you're on a metabolic tightrope. So the answer to why we're not actually tasting the wine is you're in a very formative state. I mean, your ketones are rising, you're doing good. These guys are super thrilled. We're all thrilled. But it's also a delicate time because what you want to be doing now is dialing in your keto journey, dialing in the things that you love, right? And figuring out, testing to see what works for you. You guys are psyched right now because you're doing so well, right? Just think of when you get to the point where you're fat adapted and you are really working it and honing it in and testing and going, I got this, right? And then you can start to add in those things that you love. And if something doesn't work, you just find something else. You know, somebody said to me once, what if the thing I love most kicks me out of ketosis or raises my glucose? Well, then you have a choice. If it kicks you out of ketosis, if your glucose rises when you eat something or drink that glass of wine, then at least you know that when you have that glass of wine or whatever it is, you are making the choice to do so with knowledge. And we put one more tool in your keto arsenal of tools. So that's what I have to say to you is make it an adventure, have fun, make this part of this exciting process, because it's gonna happen for you guys. And we're gonna cheers in a year and say, right?
Yes, we will.
So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, now all you guys are wine experts. Congratulations. I agreed with Gemma completely right now. For the next few weeks, if not few months, I would probably try to really minimize any alcohol. The liver looks at alcohol as a toxin or a poison. And the reason your liver considers it a poison is because it is. I have a drink every now and then, but when you have a drink every now and then, I want you to be well aware and not be confused at all that it's not good for you to drink alcohol, period. Okay? When you add up all the potential benefits and all the potential negatives, it's always a net negative. Okay? With that being said, we're all adults, and if we want to have a drink every now and then, being aware of the consequences, I think it's fine. I do that once a month, once a week. But understand, there is no health benefit. There's no net benefit from drinking alcohol ever, red wine or anything else. Though that's a marketing ploy.
I want to learn everything I can about the keto diet, how it works, how I can customize it towards my lifestyle. And I know that as a result, my abilities to get around will improve. Of course, less weight is less pressure on my ankle, less pressure on my bones. So I'm looking forward not only to lose the weight, but my health. Wouldn't it be nice to just only have to visit a doctor twice a year, and that's just for a good health checkup?
We've been talking about ketosis, getting into ketosis, and then now the next thing is staying in ketosis. So how do you know if you're in ketosis or not? Well, you guys are lucky, because a lot of times when I talk to people, they don't have a keto mojo meter, and so they don't know. They can check their blood sugar maybe, but they can't check their ketones. The urine strips for ketosis are notoriously unreliable. Tons of false negatives and false positives. There's any number of things that can affect the results of a urine ketone strip. The most common of which is just being dehydrated or overhydrated. That can greatly change the results. So I'm glad you can check the blood, because the blood doesn't lie. So the first and foremost way you're going to know if you're in ketosis or not is check your ketones with a finger stick. You guys have already, some of you at least, have already started to notice the difference in how you feel. It's a focused, calm energy. It's not a jittery energy like you've had too much caffeine. You're awake, you're alert, you're focused, but you're not jittery or hyped up. Lisa, Jerome, and Janet, I think that they are the wonderful examples of just the regular diabetic walking the street who have been told 1 million different confusing things. And I think the opportunity to have them here in Costa Rica for a week is just, it's glorious, because they're going to get to pick my brain and the other experts here, and they're going to get to take away a comprehensive, definitive way to eat. And for a type 2 diabetic, it all starts with the food. If you're not eating properly, you're never going to reverse your type 2 diabetes. All right, guys, that's it for now. All right.
Coming up on Reversed.
Okay guys, I'm glad we're here now that you understand the system and how it works. I want to introduce you my colleague. Her name is Susana Campos, Dr. Susana Campos.
Thank you for having me. I am so happy to be here. Like Dr. Vega said, my name is Susana Campos. I've been a nutritionist for almost 14 years. The same time that I've been working with the Diabetes Association here in Costa Rica. Today, I want to teach that approach. Today, my approach is more practical, more in a daily lifestyle. Usually, we wake up and we just go open the fridge and to see what I'm going to have during the day. And if I need something, I just go for a quick run through to the store. Because that's the other thing. If you go to the store without a meal planning, you're going to get always the same things. You're not going to introduce something new because you're not used to that. So the first thing that we are going to do, and thank God you Gabby had something to write, is the first thing is choose how many days do you want to plan and how many meal times do you want to plan. Okay? Yes.
So, like, could you do 3 days at a time? Because I don't like to, I like to cook, but there's where the waste is I don't like leftovers.
Yeah, part of the meal prepping is, there's a phrase that I would like you to stick in it, is cook once, eat twice. Okay, so if you are going to cook a chicken, cook a whole chicken. Because then you can use that shredded meat for stuffed vegetables, for salads, for a quick snack or for a quick preparation, and the rest you can freeze it. You know, it's a different approach. The meal prep, the food prepping at home with our families. So teaching them how to organize and meal prep in the house, it's a way to help them to stick to their goals and to have a better healthy style. Then there's another step, and this step, Dr. Vega is going to help me a little bit in here, because then you're going to make a list of recipes or ideas of different types of food.
One thing that we're going to do is that we're going to give you a follow-up, probably every 15 days to every month. We have to decide that depending on how you feel. And what we do during that session is that we give you a menu based on your preferences. You're going to go into a negotiation with the nutritionist, negotiation where she will guide you, but she will also take note of your preferences. So she will put together a menu that is based on your likes and dislikes. If you have any food sensitivity issues, she's going to consider that, and also the budget, as well as how practical it is for you to eat that.
So I really hope this method will help you. I truly believe it helps. I do it in my house. It saved me a lot of time, a lot of money, and it makes me eat healthier. So I really hope you practice this at home. Make it a habit. Make it one part of your life.
Well, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Have you ever tried the keto diet before, or a low carb diet?
No.
Never?
No.
No. Oh, come on. Isn't it delicious?
It is. It really is.
It is delicious. But this is why we're talking to Daryl at Redmond Salt, because not only am I a salt snob, this salt tastes so much better than any other salt. I know you don't like a lot of salt. You must try Redmond, because it's, have people told you that before, that it's a milder salt, that it's not so intense?
Yes, yeah, we hear all the time that it's got a very sweet salt flavor. And hello, everybody, and congratulations on this next step in your health journey. This is exciting. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
But Daryl, do you want to tell us about why, I mean, I know why Redmond is so much better than a traditional sea salt?
You know, that's a great question. And if you ask most people to raise their hand if they've heard that sea salt is better, almost everybody will raise their hand. Now, once you switch over to a more natural diet and you're eating clean foods, you know, a lot of processed foods are clear full of processed salt. So not only are you getting poor nutrient poor foods, if it's processed foods, you're also getting really poor quality salt. So as you eat more naturally and you're preparing your own foods and you're making a nice steak, you really have to add good clean salt to that meal. And then the other factor that's even more important is salt is hygroscopic, meaning it sucks water out of the air, which makes salt kind of sticky and clumpy. To overcome that, a lot of salt manufacturers will put on anti-caking or anti-moisture agents onto the salt crystal to stop the salt from absorbing moisture. And so by getting back to a natural salt, just like you're getting back to natural foods, the body does a whole lot better. And so by knowing the producer and knowing the source, you'll be able to find the third thing, which is, what are they doing to it? Are they taking anything out, or are they putting anything in? When it comes to salt, that's really important. So anyway, that's kind of a quick overview on salt. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've learned a little something, and wish you the best of luck in your health journey.
Well, thank you so much,
Thank you.
Daryl.
Thank you.
You enjoy that beautiful Utah.
Hey, thanks for letting me join you. Have a wonderful evening, and get some time and get in the pool. It sounds like that's going to be the best place to spend the rest of the afternoon.
Yes.
Say hi to Julie and Jason.
I will do that.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Coming up on Reversed. It's been an amazing week with all of you, and I'm sure everyone could agree we've made some memories. I so look forward to seeing you guys in the next couple of months. The time here kind of feels like we went through a schooling, a course, and while we didn't per se graduate from anything, you guys, I'm so proud of you. So I wanted to give you something that you could all take home with you. Jerome, my brother, I take you with me wherever I go. When we first met, you didn't even have a passport. You trusted me to go all the way to Jamaica. We have those pictures to show that no matter what we did, you changed for the better. You lost a ton of weight, you came off some medication. So I'm proud of you, Jerome, and this one is completed, but just the start of the journey. And I'd like to give this to you, so feel free to come here and give me a big old hug. We know we don't have COVID, so you can give me a hug.
What a better way to end my time here in Costa Rica with Reverse graduation. Graduation starts a new beginning. We take everything that we have learned over this past week and we put it into a role of turning ourselves into ambassadors for keto.
Jerome, or should I say baby brother, it's an honor to see where you've come from in just a matter of a few days. Is really inspiring. It's interesting how when we first met, we kind of clicked. You know, we kind of had that had this going on. So I wanted to say, keep on keeping on. Keep your eyes on the prize, right? Do that, and you will get there. And you're already there, but just keep it going. Keep working it. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Jerome, you came here as a skeptic, and now you're living transformed. I'm sure that you will become a success story and inspire a lot of people. And I'm really happy that I got to meet you.
Jerome, you came here with the personality and the motivation and the attitude. And now you've added to that the knowledge. And all those things combined are a very healthy combination. So I expect great things. I'll be watching your social media, and I expect to see a continued transformation into the guy that you've wanted to be for a minute. So our house guests have now graduated, and couldn't be more proud of all them. Meat is an ancestral food that human beings have been eating for 250,000 years. It didn't magically become bad for us in the 1970s. So yes, you can eat your meat. Meat is an integral part of a ketogenic diet for almost every person. But that's still part of the ongoing education, is dispelling these myths, these lies, if you will, that it's somehow unhealthy to eat a proper human diet full of fatty meat and veg. That is the proper human diet. That is the diet that you're going to find your optimal health.
Janet, we met through a mutual friend, and you were right on it. You stayed on me, you kept messaging me. I'm like, who is this crazy woman? She really wants to be a part of this show. And it's the start of your journey, right? And it's not the end of the journey. And I look forward to many amazing things from you. And we're going to stay in touch, because I think I've made a friend now.
Yes,
you know?
absolutely.
And I want to try some of your keto food when I get out your way.
And I've learned, so many things on so many levels. So spiritually, physically, mentally. I am going to put all this to use and lead by example. That was my goal.
So Janet, what a pleasure it's been to get to know you. in many ways, you're doing this for yourself, but you're also doing it for them. I know many times the work I do around mental health and addiction and other types of behavioral health concerns, we talk about breaking the cycle and having a legacy. And that's what you're doing. So this isn't just for you, it's for them.
Thank you.
Yes, wishing the best.
Janet, when I first came here, I have found in you somebody who's very powerful from the stories of life that you have been telling me about and how you always succeed. And this is not an exception, for sure. He was saying that you have your own motivation, I'm really sure. But when that motivation transcends ourselves and goes to somebody else, in this case, your girls, you are already a winner. Okay, we're here at the last day, and as it happens in school, once you get your degree, you're not done yet. You just started. And this is what we are seeing with these guys. You know, you could feel the heart of everyone in the scene kind of saying goodbye, even though we're gonna stay in contact, but it's been a great week. You know, seeing the participants to evolve. Some of them came here with skepticism of, is this really gonna work? I don't think so. It's too weird.
So once again, Lisa, this is, you know, we've all had some setbacks, trust me. We've all been 5-10 pounds lighter around here, right? And 5-10 pounds heavier. And I know, you know, some of the issues that you had, but when I talked to you and said we're gonna do this, and I said, hey Lisa, they're asking me to make sure that you start cutting down the carbs so it's not a shock when you get here. You jumped right on it, and now having these amazing experts who are able to say, because it's not just easy to just call the doctor and you got to set up an appointment, this, that, and the other thing. Dr. Ken, Dr. Vega, these guys believe, so they can dial you down a little bit. So, I want to give you this.
I want people to see that it truly, you don't have to be hopeless. As you're sitting there watching us and eating your Twinkie, just put the poison down, grab the water, and know that you can go on the same journey that we're on. We're just lucky enough to do it here in Costa Rica.
Dear Lisa, what can I say? You have this spirit about you. We know where that comes from. Just in the last few days, I've seen just this spirit really come alive. And you came here believing it could work. We know that belief and faith can go a long way. And right now, I just am so excited for you, for your future, for how your life's going to improve, and the fact that you've got an incredible cheerleader in your daughter Amanda. And I know that already you're talking at least once a day. I'm sure it'll continue, but having that family support is going to make a big difference. So in terms of watching them on that journey, as well as the journey in understanding diabetes and reversing the condition, has been a real privilege. I know that by being able to be witness to what they're doing and to know where they're going is something that I really look forward to watching as they continue to grow.
Amanda had to leave this morning, so you probably will see her before we do.
Absolutely.
So if you could give this to her, and we're going to stay in touch. She just sent me a message too as well. So you make sure you give that to her and send all of our loves to her too as well.
I sure will.
Dr. Ken.
Lisa, you've worn the hat of teacher for many, many years, and you wear it proudly. But this week, you graciously took off that hat and you put on the hat of student. And you were an excellent student, and I think that we can already see the change in you. And you're going to teach and lead by example and say, look what I've done. It's easy. You can do it too. And that's the kind of thing that's going to change the world. There's nothing better than a good teacher. And that's what you're going to be when you get home. And I can't wait to see.
So we still got a couple more hours today, and we've got a lot more that we want to obviously educate you guys on, or help educate you guys with the experts. But we wanted to definitely leave you guys with this and with our love. And we thank you. We thank you. Thank you for trusting all of us, right? Thank you for trusting us. So let's rock, guys. Coming up on Reversed.
Oh my gosh. So, how do y'all feel?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm empowered. I mean, it's like a fantasy of we've gone into the super world of keto.
Exactly.
And
I feel very knowledgeable, and as we know, knowledge is power. So
Yes,
I feel
yes.
powerful.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
understanding how what we put into our body, how it really can affect our health. And so, every one of them taught us, whether it was spiritually, whether it was physically, and working from all elements and realms and levels.
Right.
I feel like even on the technology side, the Keto Mojo meter is going to help with measuring, and not necessarily measuring our success,
Right.
but just measuring where we're at and things that we may know or not know,
Right.
that we need to improve on.
My biggest takeaway is Chef Maria.
Oh,
Is she not amazing?
She inspired me so much because, as you guys know, when I came, I was a non-believer. Because anytime that we hear that word diet, trauma comes up.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
The
triggers.
Exactly.
Automatic failure.
Exactly. And I didn't think that I could really enjoy the ketogenic lifestyle.
Yeah.
We also have to give it up for Charles.
Definitely. I mean, Charles is a blessing, and it's been a privilege to be part of this.
Yeah.
Meeting you and being a support system for each other.
Right.
I feel very fortunate to be a part of this.
Exactly.
And Jerome and I both are like doubly blessed because not only did he try to help us before, he believed in us enough
To bring us back.
say, yes, we're going to do it. We're going to do it right. He has the perseverance and the faith in us. Oh,
Yes.
I'm keto. I'm proud of it.
Oh, I need that, Lisa. I need to be, even more of a diva than I already am. But I'm so happy to meet all of you,
Of course,
everyone,
of course.
you're such a great support group. I'm so glad that we are all part of this.
And we're
So
not done
we're going
yet.
to stay in touch.
The
Yes,
mosquitoes.
absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Now, who doesn't like a good massage? Thankfully, our yoga instructor is also a massage therapist. I jumped in line first before he wore himself out. I'm only joking. But it was a welcome gift for the experts and the guest, and allowed us to take our minds away for a few moments and reset our bodies.
All right, our last full day here. Most of us are headed home tomorrow. I know you guys have been, you received a college level course of education in keto in 5 days. So I wanted to just hang out with you for a few minutes and talk about your immediate plan. Let's talk about the trip back home. Let's talk about the first few days back home, okay? So tomorrow you're gonna be getting on a plane.
Yep.
Headed back home.
Yep.
So I'll tell you what I do. Doesn't mean you have to, but I have found that on travel days, that is the perfect time to fast. If you feel like it, if you feel good and you're not really hungry, because there's nothing but junk food at the airport.
Right.
And there's no restaurants around that aren't just junk food restaurants, right? So when you first get home, strategies. Relax, take a day off, recover. Then I need you to go through your pantries and your cabinets and your fridge. And if you still believe that some of that stuff in there is actually real food, then give it to a neighbor who needs the food. Give it to a friend, give it to a homeless shelter. But if, like me, you believe it's not even real food, then you might just put it in the garbage.
Right.
And then fill your kitchen up with real human food over the course. The next time you go to the grocery, every time you go, buy less crap, buy more real food every time.
Okay.
I feel fully informed. I really do. I feel like I have a loaded toolbox.
Good.
And when I get back home, I know that I'm going to really stick to it. And I'm really happy because I have a lot to share with my girls.
Yeah, you absolutely do. Yeah. Never trust a food manufacturer if they tell you their food is healthy. Because I bet if you ask the local drug dealer, are his drugs safe?
Oh, mine are the best.
I have the best drugs, that's right. So don't trust, if it says on the cardboard box that it's heart healthy, or that it's low in cholesterol, or that it's fat free, don't take nutrition advice from a food manufacturer.
Right.
Never, never do that, and never trust what it says on the front of the container. You are now ingredient detectives. You flip every package and you read the ingredients, and if you don't know what a word means, you Google it, and then you know what it is. You're never going to be tricked again. Because 90% of why you're here is you've been misled and tricked for the majority of your adult life.
Yes.
And I want you, one thing when you get home, I want you to take pictures in your underwear. Don't post them, Janice. Just take the pictures. Take the pictures and save them in a secret spot on your phone.
Right.
Because the change, you live with you every day. The change is going to be subtle each day, but if you do that once a month, when you compare that, you'll think, well, I don't think anything's changed. You look back at that picture from last month, you're like, holy crap, I can see a literal difference. So definitely do that, but don't post it.
Can we exchange pictures like if I
It's
send them
that
to
you're consenting adults, whatever you want to do is fine.
Just kidding. Okay, yeah.
All right? How's it sound?
It sounds wonderful. And then we also want to make sure that even though we'll see advertisements on our social media pages, that does not mean that they're keto friendly.
That's exactly right. Basically, if a package has the word keto on it, it's probably not a keto I'd approve of. Exactly right. Real keto foods don't say keto on the label. Ribeye doesn't have the word keto on it. Broccoli doesn't say keto, right? Pork panko, everything we've been enjoying and eating here, nothing has said keto on it, has it? What you're looking for is proper human food.
Right.
Because that's what keeps you in ketosis.
Right.
Yep.
I love it. All right,
Loving
guys.
it.
Thanks
Thank
so much.
you.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Thank you for all that information.
Okay. I know you guys have got to run to the airport. But I just wanted to say bye real quick. Usually we have a much longer goodbye session, but thank you guys for trusting in all of us. Thank you for being a part of this. You look about 10 pounds lighter right now.
I feel like this has been an incredible opportunity. How many people get to basically live with their doctors and experts? I mean, it didn't matter what time of the day or night. If we had a question, they were there to answer it. And like when you go to the doctor, you can make your little list of questions. Usually you can get them answered, but then after you leave, you go, I forgot to ask them that. Well, we've been blessed because if we forgot, we just get out of bed and go, oh, by the way, I forgot to ask you.
So I will see you in Atlanta. I got to come out there. I need to do a photo shoot, and I know you got a guy to set me up for.
What my biggest takeaway from this whole experience, not only from season 1, but from season 2 as well, a lot of reality shows are scripted. You could never script this. This is a journey that we actually put our lives out for individuals to see and to experience.
I'm gonna come out to your way, and I need you to make me a good meal.
Definitely, I will.
And since I'm being in Atlanta, I'm gonna stop by your spot over there too as well. I know I'm always welcome.
Yeah,
And,
always.
and no cheating.
No shedding, no shedding.
I know that I will succeed. When I get back to Colorado, I'm going to toss out all the garbage in the house and start fresh and be on my way on the journey. There will be no more, carbs that are doing damage, and I will choose wisely because I now have a better understanding, thankfully, to these team of experts.
All right, brother. All right. I love you guys, and be good. Get in that car.
You ready, chauffeur?
The chauffeur will open up the door. All right. I got you. Take your time. I got this. Janet, you could pick that up. You know that, right? There you go. It ain't that heavy.
I don't know. Pack Life was different versions than for me.
All right. You guys be good. It's been a long week. I know everyone is excited to get back to their families, but I also know the time here touched each one of us. I feel a bit of a hole in my heart as we all grew so close and the bonds were formed. But it's time for the guests and the experts to get back to their lives, and we hope and know they will continue on this journey of health. Keto was one tool. There are a few, and we know that at times people may slip up, but they truly have the knowledge to pick it right back up at any moment. I myself have a journey, as I'm also trying to improve my health. I created this series for that reason, to not only help others, but to help myself. So as they say in Costa Rica, Pura Vida. And be blessed, my friends.
Today, I'm grilling burgers with everybody.
This trip, I think, is going to be a great reboot for you.
So I wanted to bring these lovely young people. For me, I feel like I have the dream team over here.
If they have the ability to make a change themselves, they're in the driver's seat.
Okay, let's go. And go at your own pace. Go.
In this short amount of time, I've learned so much.
You keep opening up my eyes personally.
And now you are officially in a state of ketosis. How are you feeling? You feel okay?
I feel good.
You feeling good?
We're going to analyze step by step your actual state.
Just wanted to take a break for a little while. Me and him are going to be splitting this farm here very soon.
I don't know how many times I can say thank you.
Hogar de Vida is the name of this home.
The body works with principles.
Life just a little bit sweeter, you know.
I wanted to dance in the wind.
And every one of you is here to learn. And that's the beauty of this experience.
Tune in to the next episode of Reverse.